Queensland winter, and he's a last start Doomben Cup winner.
The first of 6 Chris Waller runners has beaten up number 2.
Capable. He's had 2 trials, hasn't won under 1900, but you'd expect he'd need a run. But of the 100 to 1 chances, he's not the worst.
3 is 4 Teller with Brenton Avdulla up.
Yeah, 84 days off, 1 easy trial off a Queensland winter campaign. Could run on late, but I'd suggest he'd need this.
The 4 is Moriarty, another one for Chris Waller. Jason Collett rides.
Well, he's a grinding type. You'd expect to be out-sprinted in a race like this. It'd big surprise if he gets up.
The Missile Stakes winner, Burbero, Bjorn Baker, Rory Hutchings.
Pretty hard to knock. He profiles 3rd up here off 2 good runs, off a Group 2 weight for age win last time. He looks to get speed up front from his stablemate, and, you know, while a couple of these first uppers might be feeling the pain the last little bit, he'll be on sort of fresh legs.
From gate number 1, here is Team Hawk's runner, Messene, Jay Ford.
Needed the run first up and the match practice off such a long break. Strips fitter and can lift here with getting the right run.
Hawkspur, number 7 for Chris Waller, Ty Anglin.
Ridden up to win his latest trial, but I think he's, you know, the best you could hope for was a little bit of, you know, 5th prize money or something in a race like this first up.
Now we get to the Godolphin pair. Number 8, It's Somewhat, John O'Shea, James McDonald.
Yeah, he looks well. He's done a bit of work. He hasn't been asked in both trials. He was outstanding winning the Liverpool City Cup first up last preparation, and then they run him 2nd up in the George Ryder on a hard track. He was 3 deep, no cover the whole way. I thought it was an excellent performance from him. I think he's well fancied.
Here's number 9, Complacent, back off a long break. We haven't seen him since Polanski's Derby win back in 2013.
Yeah, nearly 2 years off. Look, a lot of work's gone on into this horse. He's had tendon problems, but look how well he's been presented here. I thought he looked way above himself at the gallop last week at Rose Hill, but I like the way he's done the last week. He's looking against the other horses here. He looks great. He's a star, I think, this horse. He could be our Cox Plate horse later in the spring, and the market on track says that he's pretty well in order to race well here again here today, first up.
And here's number 12, Royal Descent. She hasn't won for a long time, but look at her list of placings in high-quality races against the best opposition in the country.
Terrific mare. She's running all the great races. She looks well. I like the fact that Chris let her win a trial recently. I like the fact that they're going to let her race close here in the top 6 or so and from a good draw, and she could easily win a race like this.
Unfortunately, First Seal's not here today, but we'll wait a couple of weeks to see First Seal at the races. And here is the last start Australian Oaks winner, Gust of Wind, for John Sargent and Josh Parr.
Look, I only had 1 trial, and I doubt she would threaten in a race like this, but the track work boys are giving her a good tick because she's working well at home, but big surprise if she put her head in the frame here.
OK, we'll get your late mail in just a moment. John O'Shea lines up a couple of runners here in the Warwick Stakes. Certainly Complacent is back from a long break, John, but a lot of work's gone into this horse.
Yeah, you can see there, Greg, he's done a pair of work. He hasn't been sitting in the paddock at that time. He's had probably 3 preparations, and we're adamant we weren't going to run him until we're happy with him, or we're happy with him. He needs a bit of ring craft and a bit of racing, and I'm sure we can hold him together, which there's no reason why we wouldn't. He'll have a good preparation.
OK, what can you tell us about It's Somewhat going into this first up assignment?
Well, he's a lot stronger horse this time in. Again, he's been in work a long time. He's got good improvement again on what he's done today. As you can see, he's just getting a little warm in the enclosure.
No more consistent mare than her going around, placed in the Queen Elizabeth and the Doncaster last time in.
for the Pro Ride Warwick Stakes, Darren Flindell and his call.
Racing now in the Warwick Stakes, and the favourite Kermadec taken back to last, and Zaratone won the start. It's somewhat away well. Royal Descent pretty handy. Pornichet goes forward, and Messene is driving right through along the rails. Beaten up camps behind them. Burbro a little bit handier. Now Kermadec on the improve is going through along the rails into this first turn with Foreteller on his outside, and further back to Complacent, 2 off to Gust of Wind, Hawkspur, and Moriarty's been taken back to last. Zaratone makes the running, and Pornichet strides up into second. Messene with a box seat third on the inside of Royal Descent. Beaten up 3 back the fence, followed by It Somewhat. Kermadec is midfield on the inside of Burbro. Further back then to Foreteller on the inside of Complacent, Gust of Wind, Hawkspur, and last of all is Moriarty. Racing to the home turn, and Zaratone just in front from Pornichet. Back in the field, Burbro's broken down. Complacent hampered. Zaratone in front from Pornichet, Messene, and now Royal Descent is going after the leaders. Beaten up, working into the clear. It Somewhat is plodding on, and now Kermadec pulling to the outside as big Pornichet hits the lead. Royal Descent goes after it. Pornichet and Royal Descent, have they got it between them? Royal Descent hits the lead now and draws away in the Warwick Stakes. Royal Descent from Pornichet, Messene grabbed third. In front of Beaten Up and Kermadec. Then Zaratone. Just behind them, Foreteller from It's Somewhat, Gust of Wind, Hawkspur, Complacent hampered on the turn, and unfortunately Burbro's been retired from the race. Royal Descent.
Wondered how she'd go, and I thought, I told him, look, she trialled so well, you'd have to be confident, and she's such an honest mare, she really deserves this.
I know she keeps getting big race placings, but to just get that win on the board.
No, well, I mean, you've only got to look through a record, and I know there's a lot of placings there, but it's at the top level, and you know, her consistency probably penalises her in those big handicaps, because she's rated, you know, she's weighted up to her best, and she's been narrowly defeated a couple of times, and to get a win, although it's a Group 2 against this calibre of horse, which is no surprise, and look, I'm just so pleased for Chris in the stable, but more than anyone, Jerry Hardy.
You got a great run, didn't you?
Got a good run, I was always going to, but look, Chris had the mare tip-top order today, although I think she'll improve with the run. She gave me a really good feel going to the gates. I knew she was switched on the game, and I was always going to get a nice run from that draw, and it all fell into place. But no excuses, I wouldn't think, to anyone.
Well done, Huey.
Thank you.
Huey Bowman.